Hi folks, Joshua Killeen again here with Our Tiny Homestead. I'm going to apologize in advance for my voice. I'm just getting over a really bad cold. Had me down for a few days. It was pretty rough. I think it's going around. I wanted to start today's video, which today's video is a call to action. I'm reaching out to you personally, and I have some words to share and some things regarding all of these issues that are currently going on that have really been on my mind, and I wanted to get across. This isn't another interview. This isn't sharing any new information. This is just me appealing to you as intelligent, smart, free individuals. I'd like to start with these words that were shared with me from a friend. They really resonated with me, and I would just ask that you think on these words that I share with you today and just really meditate on them and think about how they make you feel. We all place ourselves in danger at one point or another, in one degree or another, when we stand up to something. But we place our children and our grandchildren in danger when we don't. Now, the reason I wanted to post this video today is, yes, we've been receiving a lot of support, so much support, and so many amazing, brave individuals coming forward to share their stories, which is what we've been doing in our other videos. And if you've watched those, you already know what's been going on. If you don't, please subscribe. It's Our Tiny Homestead is the YouTube channel, and please watch the full series of videos. As some of you can tell, if you watch the very first video that I posted on the Our Tiny Homestead YouTube channel, you can see that it had nothing to do with this fight, this battle. It was simply us wanting to share the joy and excitement of homesteading, DIY, off-grid living, self-sustainability. That's all that this YouTube channel was meant to be about. And shortly after we filmed that video, we were attacked by the county for what they feel is perfectly reasonable, perfectly legitimate reasons. Honestly, I don't believe that any real moral human being can feel that what they are doing is just, but that's besides the point. But if you go back and watch all the videos, it'll give you an idea of what we're trying to do here. What I'm doing in this video is appealing to you, the intelligent, smart, thinking individual. The main opposition we've been facing is, it's not that bad, codes aren't that bad, you just got to do what they say, it'll be okay, and I understand that point of view, and I'm not attacking anybody here in this video. I'm just asking you to think. You're smart. You can think about this, and you can, whether you want to see it or not, deep down you know what's right, and the logic behind all of this county code enforcement and the methods that they're using, it just doesn't exist. So I have a few words to share, and I'm just asking you to think about them and come to your own conclusion. Look at the progression of what used to be required to purchase your own land and build your own home. Look at the progression from even just 15 years ago to now. I know personally many people that have lived out here for between 1 to 2 decades. And around that time, about 15, 20 years ago, it was logical, it made sense. I do not disagree with permits altogether. I'm not an anarchist. I'm not saying that no government, no moderation is required. That is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is logical, fair moderation and code enforcement that makes sense is what we are asking for. If you live in a development or even a rural area with smaller parcel sizes, and you are back to back with a neighbor, and you can look out your back door and you can see your neighbor, and you do something on your own property that directly affects your neighbor, moderation is required. You don't want to have a feud. You don't want to get in a fight. Now, I do believe that people do have the ability to come to understandings themselves, but sometimes that doesn't work. That's when moderation is required. If you have a tree that is falling over or pushing over your neighbor's fence, for example, if you decide that you want to be a nudist in your backyard and your neighbor has 5-year-old kids and you don't have a privacy fence, yeah, you should be required to put up a privacy fence if you want to be naked and expose yourself to those kids. By all means, enforce that. That makes sense. But when you are in a rural area, and we're talking 10, 20, 40, 60, 120 acre parcels, and I can't even use a legitimate slingshot to hit my neighbor's house, different rules need to be in place. Different ordinances need to be in place. When you live without any county or city support, and you are actually being forced to pay more in fees and permitting, that doesn't make any sense. These are the things that we're trying to change. When county code enforcement and development services are using tactics that violate your civil liberties and your right as a property owner, that needs to be changed. I'm not attacking the federal government. I'm not saying don't pay your taxes. I'm not saying the world is coming to an end and you don't see me with a tinfoil hat on my head. What I'm saying is logic, morals, common sense. That is what is needed here. Back to, we were talking about progression. Look at the change between 15, 20 years ago to now. Some people will say, oh, that was back then. Look at the progression. It's the same as the progression of technology, the progression of cars, things like that. It is exponentially changing. And do the math. Again, I'm appealing to your intelligent brain. Look at what will happen in another 10 years. Think about it. Think about what's going to happen in another 10, 15, 20 years if we continue to sit by and let this happen. I'm just asking you to think about that. We have an opportunity now to make a change. We have an opportunity right now to make a change. We have the ear of the media. We've been on the news. We have another interview with another news outlet on Friday morning. We have another one lined up after that. We have the ear of our congressman, of our representative. We have the ear of our governor. We need to keep this momentum going, and the only way to do that is with you. I'm not asking you to rebel. I'm not starting a revolution here. I'm asking you to stand up for what is right. That's it. And this may not apply to you. You may not care at all. But if you ever think that you want to pass on a legacy of land, property, home to your children and grandchildren, this does apply to you, whether you live in the city or not. Because in another 20 years, I can tell you what I see, and I see property ownership completely going out the window. It already is. And on that note, I would like to end this video with another quote from Thomas Jefferson. And that reads, "As freedom is lost gradually from uninterested, uninformed, and uninvolved people." Again, that's a quote from Thomas Jefferson. Freedom is lost gradually from uninterested, uninformed, and uninvolved people. Thank you again so much for watching. Please share these videos. Please hit subscribe. Even passive support is support. You don't have to go with us to these meetings. You don't have to make yourself publicly known. But if you care about this, you can show your support in any way that you feel. Thank you for those that have already done so. Take care and keep the spirit.